While I was still debating whether to confess to the girl I liked, she came right up to me and frankly told me she liked me. What surprised me even more was that every time I messaged her, she'd stare at the chat box, then think about replying instantly. When we went on a date, I tried to hold her hand, but she accidentally pulled away. After she understood my intention, she took my hand without any hesitation. After I successfully started dating Shimizu, somehow my older sister found out about it, and then she gave me 2 tickets to the aquarium. For a moment, I found myself unable to refuse. It was the perfect opportunity to ask Shimizu if she was free this coming Saturday. But as soon as I opened my phone, I immediately started to feel conflicted. This was the very first time I was making an invitation. The very first time I was inviting someone on a date. Just thinking about it, I became incredibly shy. I agonized for quite a while before finally sending the message. But right after I sent it, I immediately received a reply. Was it really an instant reply? In her message, she mentioned that she was perfectly free this Saturday, and right after that, she even sent an excited emoji. Is she really that direct? I really love it. On the other end of the phone, Shimizu's lips curved into a slight smile, and she set a reminder on her phone. On Saturday, I rushed to the aquarium, and from a distance, I saw Shimizu. I never expected she'd arrive even earlier than me. As soon as we met, I apologized, but she said she had just arrived herself, which made me breathe a sigh of relief. But after seeing how she was dressed, I was momentarily speechless. Seeing that I wasn't speaking, she looked at me confusedly and asked, "What's wrong? Is there something strange about me?" Hearing her, I quickly waved my hands and said, "No, I'm sorry, it's really not like that. I think you're very cute." Looking again, I was already blushing intensely from nervousness. This was my very first time seeing Shimizu in her casual clothes. But what's going on? I just feel like I've seen her before. Have I really seen her somewhere before? Upon hearing this, a mischievous smile touched Shimizu's lips, and he told me it was a secret. Could it be that I was being followed when I stepped out earlier? What exactly is this secret? Although a slight doubt arose, we still continued our date. All along the way, Shimizu's attention was entirely on those strange and bizarre marine creatures, while I was agonizing over whether or not to take her hand. It's my first time having a girlfriend. What exactly am I supposed to do? Before, Shimizu was always the one to take my hand first. Just as I was finally making up my mind to reach for her hand, she suddenly raised her hand, pointed to a spot, and happily cried out, "A penguin!" When she turned back and noticed my movement, she then directly asked, "Were you trying to hold my hand?" For a moment, I was so nervous I didn't know how to respond. After thinking for a while, I finally replied, "Before, Shimizu always took my hand first, so I thought this time it would be my turn." But before I could finish speaking, she just grabbed my hand. What the heck? I thought she'd found out I wanted to hold her hand. Then she pulled me to take a picture with the penguins. Although at that moment I was completely flushed, I still nervously asked people to take a few more group pictures. For Halloween, Shimizu had dressed up as a witch. Seeing her adorable expression, I asked with a smile, "Are you planning to play trick or treat?" As I mentioned this, I suddenly became curious. What kind of mischief would Shimizu get up to? She asked me for candy, and I wondered how I should answer her. I clearly had candy with me, but what if I were to lie to her? But if I let this opportunity slip away, the next chance would be next year. So when she asked me if I had brought any candy, I reluctantly said no. The very next second, she actually kissed me, then laughed. This kind of little prank is enough, right?